welcome to the Quest for Details. I'm Nate, I'm your host, and we're gonna go rock hounding. We're here, it can be a very narrow little creek, but it's the right zone for giving us all the different mixes that we need to actually get the nephrite. It's like a chalky almost there. We have to look for lenses and stuff as we go along. So that's what we're doing. I have a felt bag with a handle. They're made for carrying gravel so they don't rip out on you. And you can carry them in your backpack and stuff, so you can get them from landscape supply places. Sandbaggy.com is a company that sells them out of California here. Ooh. Ooh. These little white edges are from getting beaten up, but that has some deep green color in there, you can tell. Just hiding. So there's all kinds of serpentines and everything here. It is your typical coastal California range craziness. Mix up here, all kinds of good stuff. Yeah. Looking more like a bowen, right? It's taken almost a decade out on these creeks to be able to understand what all the different green rocks were that I was looking at and be able to start picking this stuff out. And otherwise it can be a very confusing mass of minerals, and it sure took me a lot of work, and I sure felt blind to it a lot of the time. That's a nice light bowenite. But finally I've started to be able to recognize shape, texture, stuff like that, because with jade, most of the time you're not going to be able to hunt it by color. So that's really helping. And I don't know, other than that, it's just magic, because suddenly I can see it. Wow, that is very, very light blue, but you can see the last bit of little rind on there. And as it gets a little water, you can see the moisture start to have its effect and get past all the bruising. That's a hard little chunk of rock, but it's there. And it's showing it's green. And you can take a closer look now that it's soaking in a little bit. And see what will be a big, beautiful blue mass of chatoyance in there. a shimmer and a swirl of all the grain. We'll take it. That's beautiful. Wait till you see how much this darkens up when you start to polish off the rough. Okay. Just found this little piece. This one's kind of swirled up. It's got more translucent zones and some sort of darker rock kind of swirled in. But with the bruising off, that should be pretty. It'll make a beautiful little tumbler. And then this piece shows why we gotta take everything home. It doesn't look like much, but it's hiding some stuff in there, I'm guessing by the lens shape. And then I gave it a little flashlight test, and I did notice that the light was actually going down into it. So these can have such a layer of fugly crust on them that they don't let the light through. But the material is correct, and there's hints of blue coming through. And then here is a good example of a piece, not this, but this. And when we flip it over, because it's broken open, it's got way more clues going on. You can see the layering and the flaking. And then we drop the light on there. And because the rind is all gone on this side, it's penetrating deep through it and giving us some translucence. So, again, not sure on the color on that. Looks very, very pale, but there's the outside, there's the inside. Blues, according to the internet. Ooh, look. I was going to show you some more of these little pieces I found, but a little piece of agate sitting there. You see some water line on the bottom and grooves on the top. But supposedly these blues are some of the harder to find nephrites. Ooh, look at that. So I've been waiting my whole life to hunt real jade, and I just had to learn enough about it to be able to recognize the stuff is blue. So that's just the luck of it. That's not, but it is kind of the stuff it's made out of. And that first appearance, because of the sugary crystalliness of it, looks like a bowenite type of serpentine called new jade, because it's a close look-alike. So yeah, I'm pretty darn stoked. Got down to this little beach, searched across it. I had to kind of wait for my camera to charge up. And I came down here and I thought I saw this massive lens and got super excited, and it turned out that it wasn't. But we're still in a really pretty spot. And I managed to gather this up off of the beach. And there's some really nice pieces in here, I think. First we'll start with this crazy schist. Better to the human eye, really dense, pitch black, with low fibers all through it. So could be something cool to work with. Let's see. Here's another chunk of similar material. Actinolite schist. Green overall. And we got this seam agate here. Mostly druze all grown together. Crocodile teeth with this grin all bit shut. Making it kind of like a little flat pancake creature. Gaba chalcedony. And then this, a little chunk of nephrite, I do believe. Ooh, Ooh, so here you can see kind of a lighter crust. That's that rind on the outside of the whole thing. It's so dense in my hand. And look what's inside of that. There's the kind of vulcanized, ugly outside, but then the middle there, that is the good stuff. The good stuff. You want to drop a light on there and we can see? This is in daylight. But yeah. Yeah. That's the deep green going on inside there. Even the outside is really beautiful. It just shows the swirling of the whole thing. Okay. And then little shiny pieces of schist. This, I think, is a little nugget. Oh, yeah. More of a traditional green. Do the same thing. We could pop the light on there. That'll probably light up all the way because it's just a little green creature. Ooh, the whole little nugget wants to light up. Ah. Good stuff, right? Okay. So, little pile of goodness going on. I think that's kind of another little mini flake. A lot of these I'll take home and look over everything tonight. Ooh, look at that green. What are you? You a bowenite or are you a jade? Ooh. It's got the hardness to it, it feels like, to be a jade. Oh, and look at the green. Oh. Oh. Oh, sugar. Sweet, sugary delight. Oh my God, okay. We're happy with that. This is like, looks like a light version. Give you a zoom in here. Possibly even the rind off of another thing. Or just a white version. There's always lighter versions of everything, you know. I guarantee that it'll have good light penetration though. Yeah, and a hint of green. Just a hint. Ooh. That's looking good. Might be faking us out. Ooh, water dragons on the back. Yep, that's looking pretty shifty. We'll give it a light test. Not thinking so. A lot of hours. Oh, jeez. Nate. Falling over here. A lot of hours looking around on this little creek. God, everything. It's that time of night where all the fakers are faking you out. But yeah, let's look at this. My attention is so split, and I'm also watching the high banks around me for cats. And this is definitely their territory and their hour. And by cats, I mean big old cats as big as me. And I'm all hunched over down here in the creek. But what is this? Are you? Or are you faking me out too? Gosh. All three of these. This looks like a nice lens unless it's just a gray rock. Lots of little bits and pieces. And then I'm like, what are you? Am I going insane? I think I am. I think it's just the light. But there is good stuff everywhere, so it is making me crazy. In a good way. Oh. Oh. That is. Sorry, my eyes are swiveling around. Swiveling around. You can barely focus. Oh, did you see that? Gosh. Okay, look at that. Look at that. Oh my gosh. That is just beautiful. Oh my God, that's so translucent. That's such a big, beautiful lens of blue nephrite. And then what are you? We're gonna have to bag all this now and then finish this on our counter at home. This one, oh yeah, it's just really kind of made out of what the rind would be made out of, but you can see all the what's going to be crazy chatoyance in the grain. Pretty rough though. Kind of a drier piece of jade, And look at that. That is freaking gorgeous. Slate. Oh, that's like a lighter. Ooh. Look at the chatoyance in there. Look how big that is. Jasper boulder. That's how big jasper boulders occur in the coastal range. Whenever you hear any of us going, but there's boulders of this stuff. That's a jasper boulder. Squirrel's been eating this stuff. Ah, I wish you were a big old lens of jade. Yes, I would climb all the way back with it. Ooh. You see the color in there? That's that nice light blue. I promise. I know it doesn't look that impressive, but it just is from the weight, from what we know it is. Look at the bubbly green in there. You can almost see it. Oh, that's so translucent and so nice, I promise. That's a really promising looking piece too. But look at that. That looks to me like rind on a piece of jade. Oh, time to walk back up to the car, and I don't think I'm gonna hike down to the next spot. I think we're gonna go back and look through what we got and appreciate the details on those, and then we will have to come back out here on another day, because the treasures of the world are endless, and that's the point of what we're doing here. That right there, right at the end of the beach, at the end of the day. Oh, the weight of this stuff. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, that is a beautiful piece. I promise you. You rolled over it just so ugly. It's just not, I promise. Oh my gosh. Oh. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. These trunks feel so good. They're so solid, cold, heavy, dense. I love that the treasure of them is just barely peeking out. I love that they hide when you look across, this is just a billion rocks that look the same. I've been almost crawling on my belly out here. Clearing out what could have been